Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Yara Rose Healing. I'm so excited for you all to be here today. I wanted to come on because I have a couple changes going on. There's been a lot going on here with Yara Rose, and I just wanted to connect with my audience and I don't know, touch base on a couple things and even ask your advice in certain situations. I talk to my audience a lot about how you have expectations and how those usually, derail you or you feel like you get detoured away from those expectations, or even like how sometimes the expectations themselves are what cause you to be disappointed or resistant or even not even open to the opportunities that are in front of you. And in my life, there's been so many things lately where I didn't necessarily see it coming. I wasn't sure how I wanted to react to it. And I've just been trial and erroring different things and just kind of seeing what works for me, which I feel like is always a message from spirit, is to be flexible, right? Just to be open to the different opportunities that come, because sometimes the best path for you is the one you least expected. And on that note, I've been receiving requests to be on my podcast, Unraveling the Veil, for different reasons. People wanting to promote books, trying to think some other like classes, like different programs that they offer. And I think it's awesome to do that as long as I resonate with the message and as long as I think you resonate with the message. But some of them I'm like, would this be better if it was on a face-to-face video call versus just doing my ordinary podcast where it's audio only? And that was one of the questions I wanted to put to you, my audience, and just to see what your opinion is, because there's so many mixed views out there on whether the video adds quality or not. And I'm just curious what your guys' take is on that. So, hey, in the comments, if you could please let me know if you prefer watching podcasts in general via audio or video and audio. I'm just curious. So put that down there, please. I'm dying to know what you guys think, because so far I haven't been doing the visual with people, but it's been something that I've been kind of debating on doing, but I don't want to commit to it if you guys are happy with what you're having. I don't want to make that change if it's not necessary, because there's so many other changes that we are all going through. So it's not as important to make the unnecessary ones. I do hope that you guys have been enjoying the different perspectives that the guests have been bringing on. I know that I personally have, and I feel like I've learned from each one. And I just feel like it's always fascinating to have that back and forth conversation, because somewhere in there, there's seeds planted that really resonate with you, and it gives you at least the perspective or opportunity to reflect on how you feel about certain things. Sorry. I feel like I'm trying to figure out what else I want to speak to you guys about today. It's been such a long time since I've been on the video talking to my YouTube channel, Yara Rose Healing on YouTube. I'm so excited though to be back and just say hi to you guys. And I hope that you guys are all finding light in your life and finding your path and making great positive movements with this fire horse year that we are in. I did ask Spirit if they had any messages for you today that we could share. And the first card that they gave me was the B card, which is about diligence and cooperation. It says hard work and spirit of cooperation will be the key to success. Focus your energy like the bee, stay determined. The power of teamwork will bring unexpected results. Believe that collective effort will bring a brighter future. Looks like that. And then they gave the spring rain, which is about nourishment and renewal. Spring rain brings nourishment and renewal. Now give yourself a fresh start, whether it's physical rest or emotional healing, and allow yourself to rejuvenate. Use the energy of water to cleanse your tiredness and restore your inner drive. And then last, but certainly not least, they gave the card of spring. Spring invites new beginnings and a sense of renewal. It's a time to plant seeds, whether for your personal journey, your goals, or your new ideas, and nurture them as they begin to grow. So I feel like the theme here seems to be mindful of overworking yourself and of your diligent work, and even the mentality of working really hard on your own and that you have to do it yourself. And that's the only way you're going to succeed, is by putting your feet to the grindstone and just knocking it out on your own diligently. And instead being open to the possibilities of when someone offers to lend you a hand or help you out or give you advice in certain areas that you may need that. Not because you're incompetent or you're incapable. It's just that there are some people that have strengths where your weaknesses are. So if you use that and you're open to their expertise, you guys can work together, collaborate, and actually thrive together better. And then when you're not so focused on working overly hard on whatever it is you're trying to achieve, then you're able to lessen that pressure and that workload and relax a little And honestly, when you are able to calm yourself down and relax and be in that flow state, that's when amazing opportunities come to you. That's when inspiration for new ideas comes to you. And that's kind of like the feeling of a spring rain, right? So to me, the B card kind of feels like a hot volcano on the verge of exploding. And right before it has that big explosion, this beautiful soft rain comes over the volcano and it starts raining down and it like goes from being explosive and ready to burst to very slowly and calmly relaxing. The lava is moving back, it's retreating, and then it just has that lighter feeling, it has that airier feeling, it has that feeling of yeah, rejuvenation, renewal, being able to take a step back from the specific hard focus that you had with regarding whatever you're working on and allowing in that beautiful energy of renewal, of healing, of calming, right? Like when you've been out in the sun too long and you had a big, bad sunburn and your skin just needs that aloe on it and to stay away from the sun for a while, to stay indoors or to have that extra protection layer in there as you heal. That's where you are with the spring rain. You're ready for that moment of healing, that little stage of respite so you can be back out there planting seeds, creating new opportunities for yourself when the spring part comes, when it transitions to that spring energy where anything's possible, where the little inklings that came with the spring rain are starting to take root and you're starting to get ideas of like how to water them, what type of fertilizer those seeds need to prosper. And you have the energy after taking that respite to slowly and methodically, and as you're inspired, create that new opportunity, cultivate that new world in whatever aspect it is, whether it's relationships, career, I don't know, just things that you enjoy, different areas of your life. You know, those are the different aspects of your life. This could be with regards to any of those areas. I'm not sure where it is for each of you. I'm sure it's all in different areas depending on where you are in your life circumstances. But these were the three cards that Spirit wanted me to share with you today. I hope that the imagery or the feelings of them kind of resonate, at least in some area, and allow you to take a step back and see a different way forward, or even just how you could maybe look at a specific situation just a little differently, because it's really hard to see the answers when you are grinding, when you're trying to force your way through. I have a different card from a different deck that always makes me laugh. I wish I could remember what it is, but I can like see it. And it's like an animal that's constantly ramming their head against the wall. It's the rhino card in one of my animal spirit decks. And it's talking about how it's not always her charging through. Sometimes it's finding the way around a situation or under a situation or completely dropping the focus on that situation and focusing on something that feels a little lighter until that one starts having the resistance lessen by your deliberate pivot away from focusing on it. Because sometimes when we overfocus on things, we cause more havoc than good. That's kind of like if you have a project and it's not going well, and the same thing that you keep repeating gets the same result, like it. You know, when you're trying to hammer something, just sorry, Spirit just gave me an image of someone trying to hammer something into building some wood project, and then they hit their finger or they hit something completely different. And then before you know it, they end up breaking the board in half because they were trying to hammer too hard because they were mad about the other attempts. And it's like, hey, just take a step back and take a deep breath, do something else for a little bit. And when you come back, that hammer is going to hit that nail and it's going to be complete. But sometimes you need that respite. So I hope for all of you out there that are trying to hammer when it's time for a break, that this message resonates with you. And I hope that you've taken something away from this message. I know Spirit loves you all and loves working with you and loves participating in life with you. So remember in the comments to let me know if you guys have one preference or another, whether it's audio, visual, podcasting. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for joining me today on Yara Rose Healing. See you guys later. Bye.